just love the drama.
Biggest U-turn since winter fuel allowance.
Cut that.
Because loose lips sink ships.
And what the fans want is to stop teams being owned by madmen.
Listen, you're really making a mess here. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. We're getting really cross with you.
The sticky patch came when the rest of the team's sticky patch came, which was sort of January onwards.
Grumble, boobs joke, hot ones.
No, let me tell you, I don't have to look at this objectively at all.
The Wednesday week!
Put on your podcast!
It looks like frozen there, isn't it? Well, welcome to the Wednesday week. Yeah. Oh, he's back, look. Come on, Dan. No. What a great start to this week's show. Welcome to the Wednesday week. I'm not the host. My name's Ashley Rogers. I'm joined by Stevie Spence, Charlie, and a muted Dan Fudge. We all like a muted Dan Fudge, don't we? So I'm sure he'll sort his technology out, but welcome. So I'll start us off. I might as well. It's transfer deadline night. We've got lots to talk about, ins and outs, and I don't think many of us would be saying that this January. So, Charlie, Stevie, how are you both? All good?
Yeah. Woohoo! Football. I love talking about football. I love thinking about football. I've definitely not come off Twitter again. That's definitely not happened.
Stevie, how are you? How are we?
We are good. I'm all good, mate. Yeah. It's been a relatively positive. I don't know what to do with all this positivity. We've actually done signings, and as it stands at the moment, some of our better players are still with us, aren't they? So reasons to be optimistic at 8:00 on a Monday night. It's not been like that for 3-4 months. I
know it's been a chore, hasn't it, doing this podcast on Monday night? Two.
Oh, I was doing a show of his mic check. Can you hear me all right now?
Dan Fudge is still doing his mic check. For those of you that aren't aware, he literally jumped on with 3 seconds to go. So good evening, Dan. This is the first time we've spoken today.
How's it going? I've been driving and I know nothing. So this is all about you guys educating me as we go. Now, listening to your intro there, Ash, thank you very much for picking that up. Two questions. We've got some people coming in, and have you been in prison?
Do you like it? The summer cut? Is that what you're on about?
My Lord, I kind of like it, Ash. I kind of enjoy it. That's all right.
There's a little bit of story about it, Daniel. A little bit. So
tell us. I'm all ears.
A few weeks ago, we obviously did the sticker swap shop, and there was quite a few photos going around. A fantastic day, and there was one of me knelt in front of the table, and just to say, like, Bannan had nothing on me. I'm telling you, man, the disgust. Obviously, I don't see it, do I? And I thought I've got a real head of hair. I know I'm a bit going here, but I thought we're all right. No, and I just went. Nah. Next time I'm off to the barbers, I'm just going to tell them to shave it all off. And he said, "No, you're not having that done. I'm not shaving it." I went, "I am. It's got to go." So there we go. It's not because we've won 5 on the trot. It's not even we've won 1 on the trot.
Because we haven't scored in 5 games.
Yeah.
It's not the United Strand. It's the Wednesday week or something.
Brilliant. I tell you what, I like it. Ash. It looks all right on you. I've got a link for some pills to keep your hair thick and luscious like mine. If you want me to send it to you, I can confirm that your willy does still work by the end of the week. So you know what I mean. I'll let you know. And
they're not blue, are they? They're not blue.
No, not well. There's fleckings. Charlie, are you going through a Pokemon Evolve? Is that what's happening? Is this level 2?
Do you not like him?
I enjoy it.
A birthday present, my new gaming headphones.
Because if the
podcast thing doesn't work out, I thought I'd get into Twitch streaming.
Twitch streaming, I like it. Although, given some of the Twitch stream clips that pop up on my timeline, Chaz, you're better than that. Not
a gaming on that.
Given some of the comments that we get. So anyway, we're back. How's it going now? Sheffield Wednesday were in action against Wrexham. I didn't expect much. It was nice to see the return of Josh Windass coming back to S6, and I thought, Ash, that it was quite a respectful appearance from him, as it were. You know, wanted to win for his team. I get that. I completely understand it, but he didn't give it the beans, did he?
No. I thought we'll get into it, but no. When the team was read out and you're looking for it, well, I was looking for it, and it was like, yeah, fair enough. And then when he was warming up, when he came out and everything, I thought he was pretty respectful. I didn't think anything less, to be honest, coming from him. I know it comes across, doesn't he, as a bit of a, what's the word, Billy Big Bollocks type of player. the attitude and all that, but fair enough to the guy. Like you say, he's come to Hillsborough. Fair play to the Wrexham fans. I know it's not South Wales but it's still a bit of a distance, and 3,500-4,000 came. So yeah, fair difference.
It is for an early kickoff as well. Now, I know you got straight on the pints with Stevie afterwards as well, which gave me quite significant FOMO, and we will dig into that. Big question, big comment for this evening. Fair play to TWW for getting Nick Frost in as a guest. I assume that's in reference to Ash's beard and haircut combo there. Quite like it. Okay, so let's get into the game itself, Charles. We've got the lineup here. Murphy Cooper, Liam Palmer as captain. I'm not letting Stevie talk about that this evening. Jan Valery, Liam Cooper, Otabeo, Johnson, Eski, Ingleson, Jamal Lowe, Kadamatri, and our new signing, Jerry Yates. Lots going on there, lots to unpick. I feel like Murphy Cooper in goal has been a bit of a revelation. What have you got to say about Palms as captain?
What have I got to say? Well, I can see why you've come to me to talk about this topic. As the resident number one Liam Palmer fan, I was ecstatic. I was really happy for him. It was a bit emotional, wasn't it? I did see there's been a few, there's been a few people sort of saying, oh, why would it go to Palmer? And you're like, who else does it go to? Someone that's still been shown where the changing rooms are. Like, we've got nobody else that it makes sense for it to go to. So it's either going to him or a 15-year-old whose arm's not thick enough to keep it up. So
yeah.
But no, I think it's great. It totally makes sense. It's lovely. It's solemn. It's a solemn thing.
It is solemn. I just we'll get into the performance in just a moment, but then again, so did everybody else. Absolutely. Apart from Jerry Yates, our new signing, I thought he had a lively affair. I felt that there was a moment where I felt he was going to bag on his debut by I think he found himself in the box and slapped one over the top, didn't he?
Yeah, in the first half, it was the first real look at goal that I think either team had. So it was a sort of a steady opening. It's cut in from the left-hand side, and I think if I remember rightly, the ball's gone over the top and he's just broken through into the area. A little bit of pressure from one of those guys. I don't know, from one of their guys. I don't know if he not fluffed his lines, but got a little bit overexcited and just whacked at it, and it's gone over the bar. As daft as it sounds, it was a really exciting moment in the game, because it was the first time we've gone one-on-one with a goalkeeper in God knows how long. And I know we can malign the fact that we're not scoring goals, but just to have a shot or an opportunity to get a shot on target at 0-0 when we're not chasing the game was actually quite positive, weren't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It was nice to have something to talk about. The first half came and went, no goals, plenty of passing. It was okay. But then there's also that dreaded hour mark coming around, and Ash, they kind of beat the clock by 2 minutes. Normally we'd be sat here going, not been a bloody sub or bloody hour, and it was probably sat there waiting these 2 minutes, weren't it, to get one in?
Yeah, just leading up to the goal, but I just gotta say that in the first half, you see where the goal come from, and you could see it in the first half. Unfortunately, young Reece Johnson was having a bit of a nightmare, weren't he? Against their right winger. I think he did him about 5 or 6 times in the first half, and then for the goal, it was just seemed from where I was sat and look, it just seemed a straightforward through ball that he could have just turned. If he were in any sort of position, would have just cut it out, and he just went straight round the back of him. The geezer just first time crossed it in. And he back post Palmer, weren't it? Losing his man, and unfortunately, 1-0. Stevie's
There was
not going
a-
to have that. Stevie's not
Well,
having
I
it because
think
he was
it
the closest
kinda-
defender and didn't have his mark.
It did
Right.
evade Cole McGee as well, didn't it? But I still
but
feel that
still.
Palmer should have been on his toes.
Yeah.
It's gone. So, and this is my bugbear, and I think it'd be remiss of us tonight not to go through the Reece Johnson stuff, because at some point we're going to need to. Because as much as we're sort of lauding and want to support our academy players and our youngsters coming through, I've been saying it for a number of weeks now. He's not at it, and it's not his fault. And I want good things for him, and maybe that will happen. But at the moment, January 26th is not a time where he should be playing Championship football for Sheffield Wednesday.
No.
So you can look at that. The goal itself, the ball's gone back to their back line on the halfway line. He's actually stepped out as if he's going to go and close the player down, maybe 10, 15 yards further up the pitch than he needed to. And then their lad has seen that opportunity to slot the ball down. The other guy has left him on his haunches. He's then changing direction. So he's been caught out one. The ball's gone down the wing. He's crossed the ball in. Liam Cooper's chucked his body at it. He's missed it. It's bounced over two other players. And then it gets to the guy that Palmer's with. And everybody's gone, oh, it's Liam Palmer's fault. And I'm like, are we absolutely kidding? So
I think it was about 4 of them at the back there.
yeah, we're not we don't mention the lad who's doing really well at the moment in terms of Liam Cooper in relative terms. We don't mention the kid who's been handed his arse for the last 4 weeks. We mentioned
I just mentioned him. I just said he had a shite first half.
And you said, oh, Liam Palmer's fault on the back stick.
Yeah, but he's been caught out there about. It must have been caught out there about 10 times.
The ball's bounced through 4 different players. It's gone through 4 different chuffing players.
Yeah, and he's got to him and he missed it. He missed the man. The man was nowhere near the man. It don't matter if it comes through 7 players. If you're the last one there and the man beats you at the back post, it's your fault.
Mate, we had this conversation on Saturday. But me and you are just designed to fall out at the minute. We fall out online. We fall out in the Elements chat. We fall out in the Wednesday week chat. We fall out on Thursday 11 Friday. And now it's Monday night and we're falling out because you can't
first 11. No, I'm not having that. And Saturday was because it was beer fueled, but it still come from the heart.
All right.
I love you. I do love you. I love you.
Let's get to that in a minute. So, Beth from the WSG has gone with leave WSG legend Reece Johnson alone, and then Craig Hayward's gone but if we can see that, why couldn't HP? It should have taken him off at halftime and put Palmer over to the left. So, conflicting opinions on Johnson. But look, I feel
get Ben's comment up.
I agree.
All right. Ben has gone with Stevie is spot on, but you never know with Ben. He's usually trolling.
Stick to your videos, Ben. You know nothing.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh, have I just opened up there?
Yeah, there you are. Now you see. It's me, James Mappin, and now it's you. You're going to be a meme by tomorrow. You'll be a video. So after the goal, Wrexham kind of took control of the game, Chaz. I didn't really see us getting back into it, and you feel like, and look, let's be honest with Reece Johnson. Just take it back one. There is an element where some of these kids can be on a hiding into nothing because they're not surrounded by, the elder statesmen of the club because they've all gone, and we've literally just chucked the kids in to get slaughtered with no real, you know what I mean. No real direction.
Like when you have work experience at your own job, the work experience person looks around and sees lots of other people who work there and have worked there for a long time. And it'd be like if you're on work experience and then everywhere you look, there was another person on work experience there and the guy operating the tank and the guy with the thing. And it's like, oh, right, shit, everybody's. That's how it must be. It just doesn't work. You can't, it's hard to integrate junior squad members into a squad with just other junior members. That's called you're under 21s. That's a different thing. And that's I just feel so sorry for them because early on in the season I remember just thinking it's a good opportunity for them. We'll have to play a few. We might have to play more than a few. And I think for the most part early on there probably was that a little bit. There probably was, and then ultimately, it's just like more over the top, and they're just And then I dread to think what it does to their mental, let alone their physical. You're just thinking, 1-0's not bad. 1-0, yeah, all right, 1-0's fine. Let's just leave it there, kind of thing. Because the fight's totally gone, hasn't it? You just can't see where any moment of brilliance is going to come out, and it's Bless him. Bless him. I'm back in the bless him camp, by the way.
Oh,
last time I was on, I was like, I'm getting a bit fed up with this. But now I'm like, no, bless him. I feel, yeah.
With the young lads, I've got no real issue. I still feel, and I wanna bring this to the fore. All right, we lost 1-0. Right, we're losing every game, stuff like that. And I mentioned it last week, and I got kind of not eviscerated online. I got pushed back a bit online, and is some of this down to Henrik Pedersen? Have we, are we still flogging a dead horse? You know what I mean? Why aren't we just hoofing it forward and giving it Cadamartri at the time? You know what I mean? Who's built like a sofa on the top half above his waist.
I would have liked to have seen Palmer switch. I think someone mentioned Palmer switch over to the left. Half time, because he has played there quite a few times before. Because it just had to do it, and someone put in the comments there, if we can see it, how come Pedersen can't? And that's where I think you can question him. Maybe. Yes, 2 left backs left in there. Amas went back, and then Allow got sold. So yeah, Reece Johnson is now your first choice recognised left back, should we call it? But why not? Why couldn't he have changed things like that? And he did it in the second half, but it was a bit too late then, wasn't it?
Story of our season / January.
But then again, look. They're 18, 19. They've not had a lot of first-team football. They're playing for a club. I don't know if Reece Johnson's been there a while, so it's a big thing for him to play for it in the situation that we're in. And he's on a hiding to nothing, isn't he? He wants to play. He's playing first-team football, and he's not performed probably to like Stevie said, championship level. But if he's not at championship level yet, and who's saying he can't be, it's hard on him, isn't it? And he's been thrown into it. And I know we're trying, but then. Like your question then, Dan, is it Henrik Pedersen? Can he do other things or do something, make a change, take him at half time? Or I'm getting in the camp of I was going to give Henrik Pedersen everything this season because of the cards he's dealt. But just sometimes we've mentioned subs on here and we've mentioned the tactical changes that he hasn't done, even though... So I'm getting on the side of, I'm thinking it's creeping into being his fault a little bit.
I think the problem is it's not like we gave him the job for any other reason other than he was there when they were handing the job out. Like, I don't mean to be awful, but it's not like we scouted around and we got this manager in and we did a thing and he was... I don't know if anyone's seen that episode of The Simpsons where it turns out that Chief Wiggum manages to get the job of the chief of police because he happens to be there when a badge is being handed out. A little bit of a slightly deep cut Simpsons reference for you there because that's the level that I'm at right now. Effectively, would anyone want to be manager? And he was like, I guess I'll be manager. And they went, oh, thank God, we need somebody to be manager. Like, it's not... I think he's doing about as well as anyone might have expected. And in many ways, the fact that he's still here and hasn't run a mile probably exceeds expectations as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, he definitely could do things better. But as any football fan ever watch their team lose and not slag their manager off at any given point? Oh, I should have, they should have. Like, we're all armchair managers, aren't we? Like, he's probably doing the best job he is, or even if he's only doing a half-assed job, so's everybody else. I don't know.
I'm going to be controversial and argue with Chaz on the internet, which has never happened before. So brace yourself, kids. I don't think he was there when they were handing out the badge. Great reference, by the way. I'm not picking up on that. I think that him getting the job was a conceited, well thought out plan that he wanted to do it. And let's be honest, he undermined Danny Roll to get the job, signed his contract 2 weeks before Danny returned to work. And I think if you look around, because we've had a number of comments saying, I understand what you're saying about HP, but who else would have taken the job? I'm telling you, there are managers that have taken jobs under more difficult circumstances, like Michael Appleton at Blackpool. I think that there's some of the old heads, such as, I think I mentioned them last week, Nigel Clough, Darren Ferguson, Ian Holloway, all these managers would have taken that job. I think that giving Henrik the job was a bit of an easy decision to make because they didn't want to upset the apple cart, given that we were overperforming essentially last season with half the squad still at the club. I don't feel like it's a case of him being quite charitable. I think it was a a conceited, thought out affair.
I know what you mean. And I'm not saying that he was like, oh, gun to my head, I guess I'll do it. It's more, it made sense from a consistency perspective. He was already there. He probably already had a car park space.
I agree.
Like it was, I guess what I mean more is like, it's not like a huge process of trying to get a manager in will have happened. We got the manager we got with the effort we put in. We hired internally, and we've got the guy we've got a little bit. I don't know. It's hard, isn't it? Because I feel like, is our patience not just running out with the whole situation? And maybe we're wondering if there's somebody to blame rather than the whole situation. I feel like I'm scooting back over to just being very charitable. So maybe that's too much. I'm being too nice about it. When you come off Twitter, actually, by the way, just so you're aware, it's a much nicer and happier world. I feel a lot happier towards football when I don't breathe it in all the time. So I don't know if maybe that's where that's come from. I'm not as angry towards them, but it just feels like, do we really think if we had a different manager at this point that things would suddenly turn different and that we're not just going to get relegated into a certain extent? It almost doesn't matter.
I feel like they'd have played out a little bit different if we'd have had an older head on our shoulders. That's what I feel. But I also agree, and I spoke last week about motivating the motivator, and I think he's walking into that change room going, right, lads, let's try not to get battered. You know what I mean? Like,
he's proud of the boys.
I'm proud of you, lads. I'm proud of the boys. Oh God, good mama. Like I feel like his head's gone as well. But I tell you what, let's get into. I'm going to just give you a couple of comments before I go into the adverts. Fordy's gone with let's get David Pleat back. I think he's being facetious. Stu Williams has said I agree with Dan. Now I'm off to confession to cleanse my soul. And then I feel like other managers may have had more drive to get the squad, but at least score some goals. The whole proud of the boys thing is getting a little grating. However, I understand the HP respect him. And I agree, right? I agree with everything that Lewis has said there. I completely agree. And then David Preston's gone with he's not Ray Finkel. I think that's a reference to my well, it's certainly not to my mustache. And Alex Neon Brown has gone with a comment of the evening saying, "Fudge, Darren Ferguson could fuck off." So that's nice. That's always a fun one to be involved in. So let's get into some adverts, and I'll let you pick that point up after, Ash.
Don't skip ahead, don't press that button. These ads are lean, not belly mutton. A tiny break before we pop, and don't forget when fun stop.
So welcome back. If you've just joined us, welcome back to the Wednesday week. Today we're talking about we were talking about Wrexham and the game, and then now we're going to talk about transfer deadline day. Did you have anything to add there, Ashley, before I went to the commercials?
No, not really, but there are a couple of comments that come in just while the adverts come on. Matt Davies gone with, we all knew it was coming to us this season, but it's worse than we ever thought.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably agree with that one.
Yep.
And then Bob Bennett, 4813, who was at the club to actually make a decision on bringing in another manager.
Can you not remember, Bob? It was Barry Bannan. He was the sporting director at the time. I don't know if you got that email, but.
And Jay Bloggs has gone, I'm not sure what else HP can say to motivate the team. If we had 25 shots and lost 7-0, we'd be saying sack him. So
I wouldn't.
Nah, it's hard on the guy. Like I say, he's done it, but it's just hard watching it though, isn't it? That's where I'm coming at. I know I said I'm starting to blame him and stuff, but you sit there and you said we're all armchair football managers, and you give your thoughts, and that's what we're doing here, and it's just getting to a bit that it's not enjoyable, is it? Not even any remotely thing, and I want to blame someone, but I feel blaming anybody apart from he who shall not be named is just, it's harsh. Because he's not here, and no doubt he'll get blamed for the next 5 to 10 years or even 25 years. But it's the stuff on the pitch is hard for a manager to or fans to watch a manager perform like he's doing under this.
Yeah, we spoke about it last week because it feels like we've had two kick-ins. We had a mass exodus when Chansiri wasn't playing the players in the summer, and we lost our 6 best players in terms of goal involvements, and then the windows come round again, and now we're losing more players. But let's get into the transfer window. Steve is ominously quiet, so I'm going to get him to talk about some of the outgoings and the signings we've made, because I've been driving, so you're going to have to keep me posted on this. So the week started with Jerry Yates, quite relatively prolific post-COVID in teams like Blackpool and Swansea. Didn't really hit home with Luton Town, but I believe, given the way Luton's season went, I don't think he was single-handedly at fault for that. But there's been a signing early on deadline day, or was it yesterday? I can't remember now. It seems to have gone with Teo. Oh God, I'm going to sound like I'm being disrespectful. Somebody tell me how to pronounce his name.
I ain't having a go.
Adaramola.
That's it, Adamola. We'll go with that.
Adaramola.
Right. Okay. So somebody tell me about him, Stevie. Did you do any homework on it?
Very limited in terms of my knowledge of this guy, other than he's from Palace. He was on loan at Leyton Orient. I think he's been on loan at, is it Bradford? He's played out in Belgium. Seems to be doing the rounds. Has had a lot of clubs. What I did like about him was his interview. I thought he spoke really well. He came out and said, I've got things to prove. I'm really excited. He, ironically, if you listen back to the sit down that he did, it's about 4.5 minutes long. He talked Henrik Pedersen up and said it was the best chat he's ever had with a manager.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
So he's coming in. At the end of the day, he's come from a Premier League club, although albeit played on loan at teams in the third tier. But if you look at the comments in our chat tonight and you look at the things that are being said online, we are effectively a League One team at best at the minute anyway. So he'll fit right in, won't he? I'd like to think he's going to be better than what we've got. Again, I don't want to call any of our younger players out, but I think Johnson needs the help, and I think Pedersen's come out and said Johnson needs somebody that he can learn from, he can look up to, he can get that support from. He needs players in and around him. I think having had a little bit more league football, he'll be something of an upgrade. I don't expect him to be the second coming of Harry Amass by any stretch of the imagination, but if he can add a little bit more experience on that left-hand side and give us a little bit of physicality and pace that we haven't previously had, and I'm not saying that he will or he won't, then I'm all for it. And, we'll get into the others, but he was signing number 2 of what has proven to be quite a fruitful 36, 48 hours, whatever it's been.
Yeah, not been too shabby, and you're right. He's gone out and learned his trade. Ironically, he's going to be the most. He's going to be right up there with the most amount of appearances in league football than a lot of the lads he's going to be playing with. So he's the experienced one that we were referencing at the start. And then Ash, we had another guy. We had Marvelous Nakamba sign up for the Wednesday. Now this guy has played for some big teams, most notably, obviously, Aston Villa, Club Brugge, and Luton during their, I want to say, Championship time. I believe. I don't believe it was the Premier League.
It was. It was. Yeah, Premier League.
So he's played some high level football. This is probably one of the most decorated players we've got at the. I said decorated in terms of experience at the club right now. I think this is a decent signing given where we are. Yeah,
32-year-old defensive midfielder is down as 58 games for Villa and 50-odd games for Club Brugge, and a massive 3 goals in his career. So we're not going to be troubling that net with him, are we? But mate. Obviously, I don't know a great deal about him. But if you're looking at his transfer history and who he's played for, it's not bad, is it? It's not a bad bit of experience he's got. And at the minute, we talked about it earlier, obviously with players and stuff. But anyone coming through the door that's going to add a bit of fitness, a bit of strength, a bit of fight, and just this is going to sound so bad. Just get us over the line to me. To be honest, and if you gotta wonder why players are coming in. He's cancelled his contract with Luton, so it's a freebie. It's a free transfer, so we've got him for next season. And obviously, if it is League One, because it's not written yet, it's not in concrete. But if it is League One for Sheffield Wednesday, then it looks like he's bit of shrewd business, to be honest.
Yeah.
And that is good to see, isn't it? We're not just sorry, Steve, but we're not just signing young lads on. I know we are on a couple, but just young lads on loan to further their education for them to go back in 4 months. We are looking at actually a bit in the future, which we've not done very often, have we?
Go on, Stevie.
I've got a mate I went to university with. She's a big Luton fan and a season ticket holder down there. So we get the Yates business over the line on Thursday, and I've been just exchanging messages for the last few days. So I'll give you the Yates one first. I said, right, say nice things about Jerry Yates, go. Because I had an opinion on Jerry Yates. And she replied pretty much straight away and said, I'm so sorry, but he is the worst number 9 we've had in memory. Everyone has been wanting him gone for weeks. He's been fucking awful for us, but I've heard very good things about him from a Swindon fan at work. Maybe he'll fit in better with you. So if you want a Luton viewpoint on Jerry Yates, that's the first one. I then asked her about Nakamba. Nakamba was bloody brilliant during the promotion season. He got an injury when we were in the Premier League and then never really featured after that under either Bloomfield or Wiltshire, despite playing for Zimbabwe. She never really understood why he wasn't getting in the squad, to be honest, but he has put a bit of timber on. Could potentially be a really good signing, so I'd like to see him do well. Fingers crossed it could work out for you and him. So you've got contracting viewpoints from a Luton fan there. I just thought it'd be worth sharing.
To be fair, the Jerry Yates thing's interesting because he looked the sprightliest player on the pitch against Wrexham, and he's been quite prolific. 1 in 2, 1 in 3 the clubs he's been at before he got to Luton. So I completely understand why Luton fans would have that opinion on him. And there's an element of sometimes the football doesn't suit the player. So, for example, Lee Trundle at Swansea was an absolute barnstormer. £1 million, Bristol City didn't really set the ground alight. Gyökeres at Arsenal, if you want to go something more high profile. We saw a Gyökeres playing for Coventry and playing for is it Sporting Lisbon, isn't it? And he's racing clear of the halfway line in the defence and smashing them in, or getting in on the end of these crosses on the edge of the 6 that have come around the front. But whereas he's now got Saka checking back and crossing from the other side, so the loop's coming round the long way, and that's why it's not landed for Gyökeres. Sometimes it's just not the football that you're used to playing. And that goal that Gyökeres scored the other week came from a cross that went round the front of the back of the defender. So I understand that is what I'm saying. Why Luton fans would have that opinion of him.
I'm not for a second suggesting that I think Yates is a bad signing. I was actually quite excited, and I've said privately on one of our groups that I would rather watch Yates come and try and tear it up and do a bit than certain other players that may or may not have moved on in the last 24, 48 hours. Regardless of what people's opinions, I've seen enough and I wanted to see something different. If you want to go back to the Henrik Pedersen chat, we are looking at potentially bringing in something different that might work for us or it might not, but it is something different. And based on what I saw of Jerry Yates and what I've seen of him in the past, he's going to get around, he's going to put himself about. He won more flick-ons on Saturday in 59 minutes or whatever it was than the other last season playing for the last 2 months. So that's it's a level up straight away, isn't it? And I know that he's probably lacking a bit of match fitness. It's happened really quick for him, and he cramped up a little bit by all accounts. But I was heartened by what I saw of him. I like the bits that I've seen in the Premier League at Villa of Nakamba. I think these are 2 shrewd signings. It's not going to be any worse than what we've got. We're not going to be looking down the bench and going, we've got nothing to bring on or we've got nothing to do. I know there's been a couple of comments around the other bits that we've talked about earlier on in terms of players, but we can only get the players over the line that we can get over the line. And if somebody had said to us a month ago or even last week, at the start of last week, we're going to have 4 new signings that we can talk about next Monday, we'd have gone, you on crack? Because it's been that shit for the last 4 months, 5 months, whatever. We've had nothing. So it's a little bit of something to be optimistic about, and it's a little bit of something different. When we go back to the Pedersen chat, we talk about it, but he's had no players to change. He's had nothing. That squad has been stripped back beyond belief, beyond recognition. So for all the criticism we're giving him and the players, what more can we do?
So before we get into the outgoing, Stevie mentioned there that there are 4 incomings. The 4th one being Joel and Darla. That's his name, isn't it? An attacking left midfielder. Thanks, Ash, for putting that up. Attacking left midfielder. Went on loan to Hull City this season. Scored a goal, got half a season's worth of appearances. So it's not somebody who doesn't know what he's doing at this level. Hull have had a very good season compared to where they were predicted at the start of the league. Chaz, this one's encouraging as well, isn't it? Manchester City Ute.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's it reminds me a little bit of how things sort of felt the January of like the Great Escape season, whatever you want to call it, where it's like things are really diabolical. So anyone that's going to come in is either also going to be diabolical, in which case you're in exactly the same situation, or might add a little bit of something. And I think there must be a lot that's kind of weirdly good for that as a player. I don't know, because it's not really going to be your fault if things are still shit. So hopefully anyone that is actually wanting to come to us is kind of thinks they might be able to, like, I don't know, do a bit of something. It'd be nice to see that, wouldn't it? Someone that's a bit hungry for it. Because all our young lads that were hungry for it, have all been wrecked, haven't they? So they're all a bit jaded now. They've lost that edge. So yeah, I think it's great. It's actually a really good window. Like on paper, it's actually like, it's better than some other transfer windows we've had under like more normal circumstances in some ways. Like maybe not so much with, all the previous outgoings and sort of everything that's kind of, gone awry. But I mean, we've made some signings. That's happened.
Chaz,
we've got pens and paper.
I'll be honest with you, right? I'd written this season off in my head a couple of months ago. Like a long time ago, and I thought, right, it just is what it is. Let's just have a clear out. Let's clear the wage budget. Let's just lose every game. It don't matter. Fuck it. Everything's rubbish. Let's set fire to the world. You know what I mean? It's all gone to shit. There is part of me that's going, why are you bothering signing all these lads? But I also am kind of like, great, you know what I mean? With 4 signings, I never saw coming. I did not see 4 people coming in the last 2 or 3 days, which is really impressive. I'm really like, do you know what? Fair play. I'm intrigued to see it and to see how it would pan out. However, I brought it up last week with Simon that it seems to me like we're under all these embargoes and these transfer things, but it seems to me like the EFL is some bloke that we can walk up to and go, let us have a signing. Let us have one.
Please,
Come on.
Please let us have one.
Come on. And they'll go, all right then. And I feel like that's winding up our fans a little bit, knowing that there's that little grey area in there in which then they can exacerbate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. And I think it's funny, isn't it? Because like how He Who Must Not Be Named used to try and bamboozle us all the time. Oh, it's business this and it's this, that, and it's very difficult to get things done exactly as you want. And we had a lot of conversations, but the assumption is that this is all bigger than you and it's all over your head and you wouldn't understand it because you don't understand what you're talking about. It turns out that like there's obviously ways of getting things done, and I guess when you're in administration, everything becomes very by the book and very by the letter, and everything's just very black and white. It turns out there's probably quite a lot of things you can do that perhaps could always have been done. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yes, when things are done by the book, a lot of stuff shit because it just is. But at the same time, you're finding these little avenues, and it's heartening in some way. It has been the worst January ever, to be fair. Maybe we're just excited that something's been tweeted other than goal for the opposition team or something. Like, I don't know. It's just nice to see a graphic come up that's not a player leaving, another player leaving. Like, maybe we're just all high on that. But yeah, I think there's clearly dialogue that's going on currently where they're like, we're not being kicked while we're down even more than I think we could be for once, which is nice.
I'll tell you what, let's get in some adverts and let's talk about the outgoings. Go on, Ash.
Oh, sorry, no, I just got a couple of bits of information about that, Joel and Darla, if you were
absolutely by all means.
So Man City reportedly bought him for £300,000 at 10-year-old.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, yeah.
How much was your son worth at when he was 10?
3 Haribo. Fantastic, though. Not the cheap shit ones. Sorry, Lewis.
Molly's worth more than that at 11.
Oh, she is.
And then he was loaned to PSV with an option to buy for 8.4 million. Which they didn't take up apparently on his loan, and then so he's got high hopes. He's played for England on youth from under 16 up to under 20s, so He's a left winger stroke forward. So I don't know where he's going to play because we haven't played for wingers for a while, have we?
Have we got any forwards left?
Unless, obviously,
oh, we got Jerry. Yeah.
Unless he's going to take the space vacated by Cadamarchi on the wide bit. But yeah, so big things from Joel and Darla. Like I said, Hull City, 17 appearances, 1 goal, 12 appearances for PSV and 1 goal. So yeah.
Sorry, 300 grand at 10 years old.
Apparently so, yes. So my inside source of Wikipedia and Transfer Market says.
Well, I'll be intrigued to see how that pans out. Let's do some adverts and let's talk about outgoings.
The Wednesday week will be back soon. Oh, yeah.
So as it stands, we've got an injury to Max Lowe and Shalabar still injured, and there was noise about Valerie, but I think he's kind of back and kicking. But we've also had some outgoings as well, and one of them is being our touted as a future talismanic striker in Bailey Cadamarchi, and I feel that that's going to be tonight's Hot Topic. Charlie, I did notice you put your fingers on the side of your ear cans there, and I also said ear cans, and I'm very happy I did that. Right then, I did really well. Right then, so Bailey Cadamarchi has announced on Instagram that he's left. We've not had any official confirmation from the club as yet as we're recording this. Am I correct? Has there been anything happen, Ash?
No, not for official, but he has obviously done his own little leaving statement. Would you like me to put it up?
Yeah, let's do it. So he's been with the club since he was 8 years old, and he said, after 11 unforgettable years, my time at Sheffield Wednesday have come to an end. I'm proud to have been able to call this my home and grateful to everyone involved with the club for all the support they've given me in kickstarting my career. To all the fans, I know this season's been tough for everyone, but I can't thank you all enough for the support you've shown me during my time at my club. Sheffield Wednesday will always hold a strong place in my heart, and I wish everyone at the club all the best. It's time for me to take on a new challenge. Where's he gone?
No idea. What could be more challenging than playing for Sheffield Wednesday, though? Like, I love that. I love it when people say that. A new challenge is in, like, just the day-to-day challenge of being a footballer, as opposed to, like, the daily challenge of having to drag himself up and come to us every day.
Yeah.
Like, nothing is more challenging than this.
Have we seen Windas's reply?
Yeah. So this is a post on if you go onto our socials, I've posted it out. So if you this is on Instagram, and Josh Windass has written on there, I thought I'd got rid of you, which is a heavy hint that he might have go to our Hollywood rivals from the weekend. So good move.
Can I just point something out just before we move on from this? He's been at the club for 11 years, and he's probably had ample opportunity to take photos of Hillsborough. That's not Hillsborough. Is it AI that?
Chat GPT. That is ridiculous.
What's he done? Come on, lad.
It reads the whole thing reads a bit AI, actually, to be fair, little bit. All the time you've shown my time at my club, like it's all a bit.
Yeah, that was a tough read. That was like when in Mr. Stevenson's English class, when I had to read out Frankenstein's lines. And I don't know if you've ever read the original Mary Shelley Frankenstein as a play, but you start doing this voice because you associate Frankenstein going, yes, monster, master, all the rest of it. But as the novel goes on, he's doing these big long monologues, and I kept that voice up through the entire time, and it didn't go well. It did not go well. But
is that the start of your voice impressions?
Yeah. That's where it started. By the end of it, Chancery.
Gonna say Dan. Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Oh, for posterity, can you do Chancery-esque Frankenstein voice?
Yeah. It goes. Actually, I'm Frankenstein's monster. Not that.
It's a monster, all right. I don't know about that.
I'm the product of Dr. Frankenstein. The book is about the doctor, not about the monster.
And they say this podcast isn't highbrow. That's real literature right there. That's a book. That's a play right there.
I managed to turn the fact that I actually read an actual book into some absolute bullshit nonsense. So that's fun, isn't it?
Bullshit nonsense.
Okay.
That's where they come for. Bullshit nonsense.
Yeah, to be fair, we should put that on our headstone. Stevie, talk to me about Bailey. I want to know if this is good business, because it is rumoured that it's north of £1 million. Is this good business? I don't see a massive issue with it, because with it being an administration sale, I feel that there will be a sell-on clause. And for the kid himself, I feel that this is not the worst move for him.
Well, it's obviously a good move for him, because he's away from Sheffield Wednesday and the situation that we're in at the moment. So, fair play to him. And for every player that's made a decision to move on over the last 6-8 months, they've done it for the reasons that they've done it, haven't they? In terms of not getting paid, in terms of not having what they needed, or, an opportunity to go and play football in a normal functioning football club, then absolutely it's the right move for him. For us, there will inevitably be an argument from certain people online that will say that we should have kept him because he'll do well in League One. And I understand that argument, but there's no givens at the moment with where we are and what's going on. And at this moment in time, if we can get £1 million for a player, park the salon. If we can get £1 million for a player, and it keeps the lights on, then it's absolutely a no-brainer, isn't it? Really. And there are very few. If you want to look down the list of the players that we've still got, there are very few players that you'd look at now and go, oh, he's really, really good, and we need to keep hold of him. Take everything else away. Bernard, I would like to keep hold of. I don't think for a second we keep hold of any of these players, by the way, next year. Bernard, Piers Charles, Max Lowe, Jan Valery. They're all players.
I'll be honest with you. Deschamps Bernard, and to an extent Piers Charles, owe us a season in League One, given how much we've paid them to sit on the medical table.
Not disagreeing with you at all. The bottom line is these are players of a certain profile that won't see themselves as League One players, and I don't think we'll be in a position to say to them, you guys need to be staying and you owe us this. I'd be interested to see, once the window closes, how many of those players actually, A, either play again this season, or B, even see the season out, based on where we are in terms of contract terminations ending. I don't know if that's a thing that could happen, but I do worry a little bit that we've seen the last of a lot of those players. Cadamartri fits, in my humble opinion, probably just underneath them in terms of his stature. He's young, he's got a lot of potential. There's something there in terms of a player, but at this stage, as a club, getting £1 million for Bailey Cadamartri is a no-brainer.
Absolutely.
So, gun to your head, do you feel like that's good business then? Yes or no?
Yeah.
All right. Chaz?
Yeah, I was going to say, it's funny. If he'd have gone in the summer, I'd have thought it was quite sad. I'd have been like, oh, it's a real shame. Like, this could have been a bit of an opportunity for him. He's had moments here and there. He had, a few nice goals, and it's always nice for an academy product to come on and all that kind of stuff. But I think now it's like, it sounds a bit harsh, but he has had his chances, and he's had his chances a bit earlier on when things weren't quite as tough, and he just never really capitalized on it. And there's only so many times you can watch him not score before you start being like, all right, well, that one we're nailed on, sort of thing. Yeah, I think it's good for him. And I think I agree with Stevie. Any money that you would get for anybody of any sort of decent amount at this point is going to be worth it. Would he have done as a job in League One? Maybe. He could miss sitters for us in League One, couldn't he? My only complaint is I've said this a lot, and this is really the only benchmark they should be signing players on. How tall are they? Because our squad is so short, and at least Bailey had that slight advantage of not being like 5'1". I'm just worried that the squad is getting shorter and shorter. I mean, like,
they are, Stevie. We've still got an in. We've still got an in.
A little bit. But I just who is ever going to head the ball before it touches the grass? Like, nobody
Ingleson.
At this point.
It.
Ingleson, that's it. And he's usually the one throwing it. So to a certain extent, nobody. Yeah, I don't know. Bless him. We've made a bit of money out of him and his brother, haven't we?
As we've been driving, do we still have Ingleson, by the way? Have we had any update?
Yeah.
There was
As far as I'm
rumours
aware.
of him going. All right, good to know. Sorry, Ash, carry on. No trouble.
I think it's
skinheads
good
scheme me shit on the internet. No trouble. No trouble.
I think it's good business for Sheffield Wednesday. I don't think it's quite a good move for Kadamatra.
Ooh, that's
No,
contrary to all what other people have been saying.
Yeah, I think he will be a League One striker next season on loan somewhere.
You reckon?
I don't see him. So they've got Kiefer him. They've got him.
Mm-hmm.
They've got that Sam Smith who was a shithouse on Saturday. Awful that lad. I know he scored, but they were in for the Barnsley striker.
Palmer should have marked.
Yeah, they've announced that.
Have they announced that? Thanks, Steve. He scored 14-15 this season, so he's in pretty good form. I don't see him playing much, to be honest. And I mean, I think they're going to loan him out next season. I think he'll be a League One striker myself. So I think we'll see how well he'll do in League One. But I think it's good bit of business, Sheffield Wednesday. I think we've been guilty far too many times in the past of not taking an opportunity when it presents itself. And we've seen in the last week of 2 players that went for peanuts, either 2 million quid and zero, being 10 million and 17 million pound transfers in Derbyshire and Gassama, aren't we? So we've sold him for near on $1 million with no doubt some added bonuses for profit and all that if he gets to sell on. So yeah, I think he is at this stage. He's not, for whatever reason, if he's been played out of position or he's just not done it this season, has he? So I think cashing in on him is a good bit of business.
Let me read you some of the thought process shared by some of our listeners. So Stokey's gone with $1 million for him. With due respect, is more than he's worth. Stevie,
yeah,
yep.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised, given everything that we've got. We've managed to get $1 million, given the proposed or the alleged outlay on certain other players. Ingleson wasn't being touted at $1 million. I know there's contract links and everything else, but $1 million seems healthy. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I feel like $1 million quid's a decent amount of money there. So Mad Waters said, "I'm neither here nor there on Cads. Good luck to the kid, Fez." Stu Williams said, "Includes a sell on, according to Mr. Miller. Good business, in my opinion." Jay Blogs has gone with, "I honestly hope Cads is successful at Wrexham and beyond. My head says good business. He has his faults. Can't edit. Can't hold the ball up. Not the quickest Mr. Lotsitters." But I know, given the football he's playing, but apart from all that makes you a good striker, he's a top guy. And I hope it works out well for him. I do, because it's not going to happen for him here. And they've had to have, him and his dad probably have had to have some frank conversations about what's better for him. And I don't think playing with a load of kids is going to be getting battered every week. It's going to be good for his career. But $1 million is great. Good luck to him. Good bit of business, says Pete. Neon Brown says, "I love Bailey, but he's been a bit ugbo lately." And $1 million feels great, which is great. Lewis has said, "Bailey deserves his move to a club. Will bring him on and develop into a proper team." I completely agree. And not even our best manager in 30 years could get a tune out of him. Get him gone, Mr. Sitter. 40 there being a bit more steadfast. And then we've had the most random comment of the evening that starts with one of the worst things I've ever read. Completely agree with Ash.
Wow.
Yeah. Great.
Is that Lewis's burner account?
Yeah, I think it is.
Come on, you can't take it, Steve, that someone actually agrees with me. No one's agreed with you tonight.
Bended.
Oh, sure.
He's taking the piss. He's taking the piss. A great business for our club, but I think the Cadamarcio name will just disappear. Sadly, he won't get a game at Wrexham. Interesting take. I kind of like it. So there you are. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people have said, look, that's a good amount of money, and I feel from the administrative perspective on what their role is in terms of keeping this club going, and as Stevie, as you put it, keep the lights on. And if there's a sell-on clause, that is some brilliant business from the administrators. And if Chris Wigfield's involved as well, fair play to a bloke who got sacked 2 months ago, according to the internets, if you're following the right accounts. But I think that's it. Ash, you look like you'd seen something that absolutely threw me. I thought you'd spotted something. I don't know what it was.
No, I was just reading some of the comments, mate. That's all.
Not like you. I'll tell you what then. So that was tonight's Hot Topic. So right then, as it goes this evening, I've not got much any other business to add. Stevie, Ash, you've normally got something to add.
I have actually. I have got something if that's all right. So this month is LGBTQ plus History Month, and our good friends at Rainbow Owls, Chris and his friends, have got a month-long
orgy
celebration of stuff that's going on.
I am so sorry. I am so sorry. That is the worst thing I've ever said on the internet. Ash, please.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not.
Unfortunately, no, it isn't.
Listen, Chris is a top guy. He will find that funny. But Ash, can you do me a favor? Yes. Can you start the entire segment again with the gravitas that it deserves, please?
Yeah. So February is LGBTQ plus History Month, and Chris and the guys over at Rainbow Isles have got a lot of stuff planned in the next month with the club. So there's going to be stuff going on around the Rainbow Isles supporters group, and I know they've got a couple of meetups and stuff for the game. So there's going to be so we've donated some tickets to the group as well and all that. So if you look out for Chris and the gang, they'll be announcing some bits and pieces. Also, if you look on the website and the EFL community website, that Chris has got a bit of a feature on himself, all about setting up Rainbow Owls and LGBTQ supporters groups, what he's got a lot of time and put a lot of effort into. So congratulations to them guys. And it's going to be a good month for all that. I think there's, football v homophobia. I think they've got some stuff on there as well. So yeah, check it out.
Yeah, Chris genuinely does put some work into that, and he does well at breaking down stigmas. And in spite of my terrible jokes that I'm going to get, that I am literally getting eviscerated for in the comments, and rightly so. I'm just getting told off having my name spat at me in the comments, and rightly so. Don't get me wrong, but in all seriousness, Chris does some great work for the LGBTQIA plus community within football.
And we are allies. We are allies.
Yeah.
100% allies.
We will share all of the stuff, won't we, from our socials, and make sure that we're highlighting all of the stuff that they're doing, won't we?
Yep.
That will be top priority, won't it?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We'll put it onto our link tree. I'm just reading some of the comments of people still having a pop at me. Gardening leave for you, Dan. Hashtag cancelled Dan Fudge. And it happens. And Stevie fighting for his life not to laugh again. We're doing really well. Ash, that was a great point. And my apologies, Chris, for turning it into toilet humour. I hope you saw the funny side of it. Does anybody have any other business before I wrap this up?
Super quick shout out to Speakeasy. Me and Ash went down Saturday and saw his one bench, one game initiative brought into fruition. And it was really, really heartening to get down there and see so many people that have been struggling and feeling anxious, and having Simon give them an opportunity to get back to football with some friendly faces and some like-minded people that were all sharing that common interest in just starting a conversation and getting to a place where they felt comfortable going and watching a game of football. And I'm not going to take the piss and talk about feeling uncomfortable watching Sheffield Wednesday, because it really is a noble thing that he's done. And he's come up from Wales on Friday night, where he's based, and the community programme, Sean in particular, Sean Greaves, has been absolutely phenomenal in supporting that. And it was great to see the club get behind it as well. And I hope it's something that we can do, or they can do in the future, to get more people having those conversations, feeling comfortable about getting out and going to football in what can be quite trying circumstances that we take for granted. So well done to Simon on a personal level. You are a fantastic man who's done absolutely brilliant things. On a friend level, you drink too much beer and I can't keep up, but congratulations, and I hope nothing but good things happen for you going forwards. Cheers.
Got a shout out from the club today, didn't he?
He did indeed, and that just it gave me goosebumps, because I like good things happening to good people. Make me happy.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Don't forget as well on Facebook, if you want to join the WAWAW, we're all Wednesday, aren't we? Group on Facebook. Get yourself on there. Matt's in the comments now. We'll probably share the link at some point this evening. Thanks a lot for joining us this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure. And because it's February, all of a sudden now, Ash is now trying to work out his heating schedule and what time the central heating goes on before his living room gets full of chocolate eggs at some point. Now, we're gonna have to work that out, because obviously the crowds are down at Hillsborough. Ash, we're gonna have to work out a way to get a mail to your house. So if we could just put your address on the internet, that'd be really useful.
I'm sure someone will be able to find it somewhere. Just one last point, Dan. We've just had a question in, and I know we're wrapping up and stuff, but it's quite thing. It's Hulking Hilo. Now the window is shut, when do you reckon we can expect to hear from the admins? As alluded to, tonight after Bailey official, Chris must have had his Horlicks now. Match day tomorrow or the usual Friday? So it's going to be quiet, Auntie, but I think we've done it there, but I expect it, to be honest, don't you? Yeah, definitely. It's going to be in the next couple of days. I would hazard a guess around Wednesday time, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's Friday, if that makes any sense, because obviously the administrators have had to stay quite quiet because it's the transfer window, and you can't really go out online and go, hey, this club's fucking skint. You know what I mean? And then people will just come in just buying it, or we go, hey, this club's doing all right, it's now self-sufficient. Oh, all right then, is some more money. It would skew the prices of the players, so they have had to stay quiet during the transfer window. So could be tomorrow, could be Friday. I'm going to split the differences Wednesday, but it'd be nice not to do an announcement at 11 p.m. like we used to. To be fair, let Alex Miller go to bed, have his spam sandwich. Is that it? Have we got anything more? All right, so. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I tell you what, I want to thank these guys and the two that aren't here and the three that aren't here in John, Holly, and Simon as well, and you three bellends. It's been tough.
Club, sorry, club have now announced that Bailey's gone to Wrexham.
Yeah.
Breaking news at 9:02
you heard
p.m.
It here first.
At 9:02 p.m., Bailey's move to Bailey Canamatti's move to Wrexham has been confirmed after Bailey just decided to announce it on Instagram himself with his ChatGPT picture and or spelling. But I wanted to say that Stevie, Ash, Charlie, Holly, John, Simon, thanks a lot for joining me this season. I think it's dawned on me in the last couple of weeks just how tough it's been to keep doing a show like this over the last few months, and you guys sat watching it. You're off your fucking heads. You absolutely are. And I can't.
Thank you, though.
Yeah. But cheers. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah. Tell your pals. I wanted to thank you all for it as well. It's been difficult, and had it not been for you guys listening and you guys I do it with, I'd have already been this off months ago. And fair play to you. Fair play to you all. Listen, thanks a lot for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. See you later.
Every week, live from 8 p.m. It's the Wednesday Week, bringing you football analysis.
They said we'll win the league next season.
Bringing you modern references.
I did a little 1920s fist pump there. Not done that in a while.
If we could do just a 1-to-1, not me because it'd last 7 days apparently, like Craig David.
I should not have said that. I should not have said that.
This shows like you're mental. No, I'm not.
Clip that.
Bringing you terrible impressions.
Wibble wobble wobbly wobbly wibble wobble Cyber Jordan. Going, hey, you got to play a 4-4-2. She. I don't know where these jokes are coming from.
Available on all social medias.
Obviously, this goes out on YouTube and as well as all the other social media out there, podcasts, etc.
The award-winning Wednesday Week. Join us.
Put on your pod